Hello everyone, today in this video I am going to deal with the fourth chapter of Beehive of class 9th. The chapter is A Truly Beautiful Mind. Now here, as the title subject suggests that it talks about some of any person, so the chapter is attributed to Albert Einstein. Now before moving to the text, let me introduce you to Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein, 14 March 1879 till 18 April 1955, was a German-born theoretical physicist who developed the theory of relativity, one of the two pillars of modern physics. His work is also known for its influence on philosophy of science. He received the 1921 Nobel Prize in Physics for his service to theoretical physics and especially for the discovery of law of photoelectric effect, a pivotal stage in the development of quantum theory. So this was a brief introduction about Albert Einstein. Now let's move to the text. Albert Einstein was born on 14 March 1879 in German city of Ulm without any indication that he was destined for greatness. On the contrary, his mother thought Albert was a freak. To her, her head seemed much too large. So in this paragraph it is being said that Albert took birth on 14 March 1879 in the German city of Ulm, and it is being said that at the time of his birth that there was no sign that this boy is going to achieve extraordinary success or this boy is with great genius mind. So there was no sign that he is a gifted child. Instead, his mother found him to be freak. Freak, it means abnormal, unusual. Why she found him unusual and abnormal? Because his head was too large in size as comparison to the other children of his age group. At the age of 2.5, Einstein still was not talking. When he finally did learn to speak, he uttered everything twice. Einstein did not know what to do with other children, and his playmates called him Brother Boring. So the youngest played by himself much of the time. He especially loved mechanical toys. Looking at his newborn sister Maja, he is said to have said, "Fine, but where are her wills?" So in this second paragraph it is being informed that he started speaking very late. He started speaking at the age of 2.5 years, and even when he started repeating everything twice. It means he repeated everything whatever he said. And it is being said at a young age, as a children, he was not interested in playing with other children, and he was always seen all alone, busy with his mechanical toys. So he loved mechanical toys. So when his younger sister took birth, at that time he saw her, and then he said that everything is fine, but where is her wills? So you can sense from this that how much he was interested in mechanical tools. So he found her sister to be any mechanical tools instead of being a child. A headmaster once told his father that what Einstein chose as a profession would not matter because he will never make a success at anything. Einstein began learning to play violin at the age of 6 because his mother wanted him to. He later became a gifted amateur violinist, maintaining this skill throughout his life. So in this paragraph it is being said that once his headmaster told to his father that Einstein, whatever profession, whatever career option he will choose in his life, he will not achieve any extraordinary success in that. He will not fare in any field, whatever profession he may choose. It may be because he was not good at studying during his childhood, and therefore his master said it to his father. And after that it is being said in this paragraph that he started playing violin at the age of 6. He started playing it, he started learning to play violin because his mother wanted him to learn violin. And here it is amateur. What is amateur? Doing something for personal enjoyment rather than as a profession. And this activity of playing violin he continued throughout his life as a enjoyment but not as a profession. But Albert Einstein was not a bad pupil. He went to high school in Munich, where Einstein family had moved when he was 15 months old, and scored good marks in almost every subject. Einstein hated school regimentation and often clashed with his teachers. At the age of 15, Einstein felt so stifled there that he left the school for good. So now it is being said in this paragraph that the family of Einstein moved to Munich when he was 15 months old, and he said that as a student he was not even bad. He scored good marks in each and every subject, and the one thing which he don't like about the school was the school's rules and regulation and discipline. He found it to be boring. He found himself suffocating. He found that environment, that is the environment of school, suffocating. He felt that he is not able to breathe in such an environment, and therefore he used to always clash with his teacher. He was always in fight and dispute with his teacher, and therefore what he did at the age of 15, he left the school. The previous year, Albert's parents had moved to Milan and left their son with relatives. After prolonged discussion, Einstein got his wish to continue his education in German-speaking Switzerland, in a city which was more liberal than Munich. So his family again shifted to Milan. His father and mother, his parents, left him with his relative in Munich only, and they shifted to Milan. And after that, they had argument, discussion that what he is going to do in his life, what he is going to do about his study, because he has left the school. And after much discussion, he agreed that he will continue his study in the new city, that is in the Milan, where there was a German speaking school, and it had a little bit liberal education system in comparison to Munich. Einstein was highly gifted in mathematics and interested in physics, and after finishing school he decided to study at the University of Zurich. But science was not the only thing that appealed to the dashing young man with walrus mustache. So now it is being said that he was a gifted child in mathematics, and he was very much interested in physics. And it is being said that apart from science and mathematics, there was another thing which appealed, in which he was interested. And here it is being said that he was a dashing young man with walrus mustache. Here you can see in the pictures the walrus. This is walrus mustache. So let's see, apart from science, what was the other thing in which he was interested. He also felt a special interest in a fellow student, Mileva Maric, whom he found to be a clever creature. This young serf had come to Switzerland because the university in Zurich was one of the few in Europe where women could get degrees. So his another interest is being described here in this paragraph, that he came to Zurich University only because in this university women were allowed to study. So at that time when women were not given freedom to study in each and every university, so this was the one of the few university of Europe in which women were allowed to study, and this is why Einstein went to University of Zurich. Einstein saw in her an ally against Philistine, those people in his family and at the university with whom he was constantly at odds. The couple fell in love, later survived, in which they put their affection into words, mixing science with tenderness. Wrote Einstein, "How happy and proud I shall be when we both have brought our work on relativity to a victorious conclusion. So he liked that girl. The name of the girl is Mileva Maric. Why he liked her? Because he found her. He found an ally in her. Ally, it means a friend or associate. Why he liked her? Why he found her to be a friend? Because his interest as well as the interest of this girl Mileva Maric was similar. Philistine here it means used disapprovingly to talk about people who do not like art, literature or music. So Einstein did not like art, literature and music, and so even this girl, and therefore both of them had a similar interest, and therefore both of them fell for each other. And the letter which is survived, which is yet found, which was found in that letter, it was found that both of them even used to write each other in the language of science only. They used to mix science with tenderness, with love. So even in their letter, science was discussed, and after that, they both of them fell in love for each other. In 1900, at the age of 21, Albert Einstein was a university graduate and unemployed. He worked as a teaching assistant, gave private lessons, and finally secured a job in 1902 as a technical expert at a patent office in Bern. While he was supposed to be assessing other people's invention, Einstein was actually developing his own ideas in secret. He is said to have jokingly called his desk drawer at the work the Bureau of Theoretical Physics. So now it is being said that he graduated at the age of 21, that is in 1900. And after being graduate, he was unemployed, and during those time when he was unemployed, he worked as a teaching assistant, he gave private lesson, and finally in 1902 he got a job in a patent office in Bern. What is patent office? The office where any invention is being given a right. It means the inventor is being given right for his invention or anything new which he has discovered. So he got a job in the patent office in Bern as a technical expert in the year 1902. So here again it is being said in this paragraph, at such a tender age, when he was supposed to be assistant of any researcher or any scientist, at that age only, at such a tender age, at such a young age, he was himself busy in developing or researching something. He was researching on any certain topic, and he used to preserve all those things in one of his desk drawer where he worked, and he used to call that drawer Bureau of Theoretical Physics. One of the famous papers of 1905 was Einstein's special theory of relativity, according to which time and distance are not absolute. Indeed, two perfectly accurate clocks will not continue to show the same time if they come together again after a journey if one of them has been moving very fast relative to the other. From this followed the world's most famous formula which described the relationship between mass and energy, E is equal to mc square. So now began his career as a researcher, and now he started publishing research paper. That is, in 1905 he published his first research paper, which was known as, in which he has given the theory of relativity, in which he claimed that time and distance are not a relative quantity, they are not related to each other. And on the basis of his theory of relativity, a formula was derived which relates mass and energy, and the formula is E is equal to mc square. While Einstein was solving the most difficult problems in physics, his private life was unraveling. Albert had wanted to marry Mileva right after finishing his studies, but his mother was to fail against it. She thought Mileva was 3 years older than her son and was too old for him. She was also bothered by Mileva's intelligence. She is a book like you. His mother said Einstein put the wedding off. So while at the same time when he was at excellence in his career, he was achieving different heights, different pinnacles in his career, in his profession. At the same time, his personal life was not going well. He wanted to marry Mileva, the girl with whom he had fallen in love at the University of Zurich, but his mother did not approve that marriage. The reason is she said that the girl Mileva was 3 years older than Einstein, and secondly, she found her, the mother of Einstein, find Mileva equally talented, and intelligent. She said that she is a book like you. It means both of them have same interest, similar ambition for their life, and therefore she said that the marriage will not work, and therefore he cancelled that marriage for the time being. The pair finally married in January 1903, had 2 sons, but a few years later the marriage faltered. Mileva meanwhile was losing her intellectual ambition and becoming an unhappy housewife. After years of constant fighting, the couple finally divorced. In 1919, Einstein married his cousin Elsa the same year. So now, as his mother has predicted, the same thing happened. He finally married to Mileva in 1903, but as per the prediction of his mother, the same thing happened. That is, the marriage did not work out. His wife was even ambitious about her profession, about her intellectual growth, about her ambition in life, and therefore they were constantly in fight with each other, and after continuous fight and nagging for many years, both of them decided to finally apart from each other, and finally the couple divorced in 1919, and in the same year Einstein married his cousin Elsa. Einstein's new personal chapter coincided with the rise to world fame. In 1915, he had published a general theory of relativity, which provided a new interpretation of gravity. An eclipse of the sun in 1919 brought proof that it was accurate. Einstein had correctly calculated in advance the extent to which light from fixed stars would be deflected through the sun's gravitational field. The newspaper proclaimed his work as a scientific revolution. So what happened? It is being said that as his personal life came back on platform, when all the problem of personal life was sorted out, similarly at the same time he rose to international fame. He gave in 1915 he has published a theory, that is a general theory of relativity, in which he has proclaimed that through that theory he has proclaimed something that he has published a general theory of relativity in 1915. He has proclaimed something, he has made an assumption that this thing is going to happen according to general theory of relativity, and that theory which he has published in 1915 only came to be true in 1919. It was found to be totally accurate, the same what he has calculated. So what was seen after that incident? That the Einstein has correctly calculated in the advance the extent to which light from fixed star would be deflected through the sun's gravitational field. So in 1915 only he predicted that what extent of light from fixed star would be deflected through sun's gravitational field during an eclipse of sun. During the eclipse of sun, he has predicted that the amount of how much amount of light will be deflected by the sun's gravitational field. So in 1919 an eclipse occurred, and during that eclipse it was proved to be right and to be correct. So this theory, that is the theory of relativity, gave him an international fame, and this was said to be a scientific revolution. Einstein received the Nobel Prize for Physics in 1921. He was showered with honors and invitations from all over the world and lauded by the press. So, by this achievement, he was honored with Nobel Prize for Physics in 1921, and many more awards and honors was facilitated to him, and he was lauded, praised by press as well. When Nazi came to power in Germany in 1933, Einstein immigrated to United States. 5 years later, the discovery of nuclear fission in Berlin had American physicists in an uproar. Many of them had fled from fascism, just as Einstein had, and now they were afraid that Nazi could build and use an atomic bomb. So what happened? When Nazi, that is the power of Hitler, so when dictatorship, he was a dictator, Hitler was a dictator, so when his power, that is Nazi, came to power in Germany in 1933, Einstein immigrated, that is he moved to United States. And after 5 years, what happened? A nuclear fission was discovered in Berlin, and due to which all physicists, all the scientists were very upset. Why they were upset? Because by using the nuclear fission, Germany may make an atomic bomb, and this was the cause of afraid to all scientists and physicists. And they were worried that perhaps it may be that the Nazi may build an atomic bomb which may bring devastation to this world, to this earth. At the urging of a colleague, Einstein wrote a letter to American President Franklin D. Roosevelt on 2nd August 1939, in which he warned a single bomb of this type exploded in a pot might very well destroy the whole pot together with some of the surrounding territory. His words did not fail to have an effect. The Americans developed the atomic bomb in a secret project of their own and dropped it on the Japanese city of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August 1945. So, his colleague, one of his colleagues, requested Einstein to write a letter to American president to warn him about the effect of atomic bomb which it may bring to this world, the devastation which it may bring to this world. So he wrote a letter to then President of America, who was Franklin D. Roosevelt. He wrote it on 2nd August 1939, but his word was not heard at all. But at the same time, it was found that America has himself made an atomic bomb, an atom bomb in secrecy. No one was informed about it, and they themselves discovered, made or built an atom bomb, and even they experimented it, used it on the Japanese city of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August 1945. Einstein was deeply shaken by the extent of the destruction. This time he wrote public missive to the United Nations. In it, he proposed the formation of world government. Unlike the letter to Roosevelt, this one made no impact. But over the next decade, Einstein got ever more involved in politics, agitating for an end to the arms buildup and using his popularity to campaign for peace and democracy. So what happened when America exploded its atom bomb on Japanese city of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The destruction it brought it devastated the emotion of Einstein. He was totally taken aback by the extent of destruction that atom bomb has brought to the city of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And after that, he wrote letter to United Nations, but went even that letter went unheard. And after that, using his own popularity on a personal ground, he started revolting, protesting against the arms buildup, and he emphasized he campaigned for peace and democracy throughout the world. And in the letter which he has written to United Nations, in that he has given a concept, a vision of world government. When Einstein died in 1955 at the age of 76, he was celebrated as a visionary and world citizen as much as a scientific genius. So he passed away at the age of 76 in 1955, and when he passed away, he was celebrated. He was given a title of visionary and a world citizen as much as a scientific genius. So it is being said that he was already a genius, a scientific genius, but not only a scientific genius, but he was a visionary because he has planned, he has said it in advance that what will be the destruction with that atom bomb is going to bring. He has given a concept of world government, and he was regarded as a world citizen because he worked for the peace and democracy for entire world, not for any particular country. So this is all about this chapter. If you have any doubt, write in our comment box. Thank you for watching this video.